Episode 21, Series 4 of 1001 Stories of Greatness. The Exam Trap. The air outside the examination hall was thick with the scent of sharpened pencils and anxious sweat. It was the first day of exam season, and tension hung over the students waiting to enter. Lora and Nela stood by the doorframe. Lora, looking exhausted, turned to her friend. "Oh, I'm so tired from studying," Lora said. Nela nodded. "I stayed up all night studying." Soon, it was time for the exam. The students were shown to their seats, and it began immediately. After a while, Laura felt an insistent tap on her shoulder. Fully engrossed in her paper, she heard Nela whisper behind her, "Laura, I'm right behind you. Are you done? You've been writing for so long." Laura said nothing and made no gesture. She stayed focused on her exam paper, knowing it was an offense in their school to communicate in the exam hall. "Can you tell me how far you've gone? Maybe help me with some answers. I haven't done much," Nella whispered again. Still, Laura neither turned nor responded. Just then, an external examiner noticed whispers coming from their row. "Hello, can you stand up? I just saw you talking," he said sternly, unsure who it was. Nella quickly bent over her paper, pretending nothing had happened. From a distance, the examiner had mistaken Laura for Nella. He approached Laura. "I saw you talking." "No, I wasn't. I didn't even raise my head," Laura replied. "I just saw you, and you are still arguing. Leave the hall now." "I'll call you back shortly," he insisted. "I can't leave because I wasn't talking," Laura said firmly. The examiner reported her to the class head teacher, Mr. Paul, who had just entered. "I saw this student talking. She refused to stand and refused to leave," the examiner explained. Mr. Paul looked at Laura, still writing. "Is that correct?" She didn't respond immediately. "This student is difficult," the examiner added. But Mr. Paul said, "No, she isn't." He then tapped Laura gently. "Are you listening? He says you were speaking. Is that true?" "I wasn't, sir. I've been on my paper since the exam started," Laura replied. Nella, the way offender, stayed silent. "Let her finish the exam," Mr. Paul urged. "We can handle this later." The examiner reluctantly agreed. After the exam, Laura sat quietly, upset. Nella remained silent beside her, knowing the truth, but saying nothing. Soon, Laura was called forward and handed a malpractice form. Her heart skipped. "I wasn't talking," asked Nella, she insisted. "Fill the form first," Mr. Paul said gently. Tears forming, Laura began writing. Then another student, Alfred, stepped forward. "Sir, I sat close to Nella." Laura stayed focused the entire time. Nella tapped her and tried to ask questions, but Laura didn't respond. Then the examiner came, he explained. Mr. Paul signaled Laura to stop, but the examiner objected. "Are you saying I don't know what I saw?" he said. "It was Nella, not Laura. You mixed them up," Alfred insisted. "Where is Nella?" Mr. Paul asked. "She already left with others," Alfred replied. Laura looked stunned, hearing that Nella had left her. Mr. Paul convinced the examiner to delay judgment until the next day, when Nella could be questioned. The examiner agreed. Laura left hurt, not just by the accusation, but that her close friend had walked away without standing by her. The next day, after exams, all students remained seated as Mr. Paul called Laura and Nella forward. Nella hesitated before stepping forward. "We were told you were the one speaking, not Laura. Is that true?" Mr. Paul asked. Nella feigned surprise. "I never spoke during the exam." "But you saw Laura talking," he pressed. "I didn't see anyone. I was focused on my paper." The examiner cut in. You gestured that the student in front of you was the one speaking when I approached your room. I wasn't speaking, she was, Nela replied quickly. Nela, Laura's voice cracked. You tapped me, you asked for answers, and now you're lying. No, you were the one speaking, Nela said coldly. You are still lying, Nela. Just because you got caught doesn't mean you should drag me down. By now, both teachers understood. Stop lying, Nela, Mr. Paul said firmly. Laura is known to stay focused during exams, while you often disturb others. The room fell silent. The examiner studied them both and finally admitted, You almost made me punish an innocent student. Turning to Laura, Mr. Paul said, We are sorry, Laura. You can return to your seat. Then he faced Nela. As for you, I will personally see that you are punished. I thought she was your friend. Nela smirked. Mr. Paul, you know my parents. I don't care. You will be punished, he replied. The examiner added, You will fill the malpractice form. What was meant as a warning will now be more severe for you. Nela refused and walked back to her seat. Soon after, the principal arrived. After hearing everything, he called Nela forward. Nela, your behavior is unacceptable. You will be punished not only for speaking in the hall, but also for lying about Laura. The principal continued, From today, you will perform disciplinary duties after each exam for the rest of the exam period to learn to tell the truth, even when it is hard. He then addressed all the students before leaving the hall. That evening, after serving her first punishment, Nela walked home alone. Her hands sore, the mocking giggle was gone. She remembered the principal's words, Tell the truth, even when it is hard. She thought of Laura, of the hurt in her eyes. I won't tell lies again, Nela whispered. I hope Laura forgives me, she said sadly, even though she knew something had changed in their friendship. In that moment, the weight of her lie felt heavier than the truth ever could. That day, Nella learned that truth, even when difficult, is better than a lie that harms others. From that moment, she chose honesty over convenience. Keep enjoying the episodes of 1001 Stories of Greatness at 1001storiesofgreatness.wordpress.com.